all the times we walk in that level of confidence, right? I think a lot of times we ask God for things that he's already done and has already promised us.
So back to the things that...
We had the dog visit. You may have seen him, so...
Okay, so go to...
All right, so we're going to pivot to Isaiah 41:10, and you're going to read out of the CSB version.
Isaiah 41:10.
Yeah.
Okay. Do not fear, for I am with you. That's really good. That's really good. Do not be afraid, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will hold on to you with my righteous right hand. That's a declaration we can hang on to right there.
Yep. And it's just reinforcing all the other scriptures we shared so far today, right?
Yeah. You got something to go with it?
I wanted to give you space to marinate in that because I didn't want to interrupt that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a plaque right there on the wall. Do you know what I mean?
You can take any of these scriptures and write yourself a little note and tuck it in where you see it most. Whether it's driving, stick that sticky note right on the dash. Put it right in your face, right? These are promises that we should be walking in and living in. Not the doubt or the distractions that the devil gives us.
So this is God declaring, and he is not a liar. It's not possible for him to lie. I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will hold on to you. That's just...
It's quite beautiful. I mean, how comforting is that?
Yeah.
That is comforting.
Yeah.
It's like getting swaddled. All right. You wanted to share a little story about how we are human.
Are you talking about that day we were fighting?
Yeah.
There was only one day.
No. No, there's more than one day.
There's been more than one?
Yeah.
But you're talking about the day I was driving down the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm driving down the road.
Sometimes life just throws a whole bunch of junk in the mix.
I'm driving down the road. And one of us was chirping in the other's ear. I'm not going to say who it was. So driving down the road and we're back and forth. I'm driving. She's at home, I think. I think you were home.
Yeah, I was here.
And as we're like arguing,
We're elevated.
a car driving the other way, I look at its license plate and it says 2Tim17. And I go, that's a scripture. And, it just happened to be driving as I'm arguing with Alex. 2Tim17. So I said to her, I go, hey, I just drove by a car and it's got the license plate 2Tim17. Tell me what it says. And she's like, no.
I was too much caught up in the moment of wanting to
and I go,
be in my grievance.
I go, what do you think it's going to talk to you or something?
He's such an instigator.
And she was irritated.
Hence our fighting.
She was irritated. And I'm like, read it. So she finds 2Tim17, which before that, we were very young in our walk and we didn't know what 2Tim17 was. And now it's just like power, it's like that big gun. This is a big gun scripture.
So I'll read it, and fortunately I'll read it in a much better light than when I first read it. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
That'll preach.
So if there's anything, any junk, any residue that may be still on you, that is anything related to, that does not fall into those three categories of power, of love, and of a sound mind.
Power and of love.
Yes.
And of a sound mind.
Then you probably need to shed it off.
Yeah.
Get in the shower and wash it off.
If it's fear, it is not of God.
Yeah.
Can you read that verse one more time?
For God hath not given us the spirit of fear.
No.
rather, that's what the but stands for. Rather, he has given us a spirit of power and of love. And this is one of my personal favorites, and of a sound mind. Yeah, because the devil will try to do anything he can, whether it's obvious or subtle, to think that you are not of a sound mind.
Yeah, this is a scripture that's got to be in our back pocket. We've got to be able to pull this up.
Yeah.
For God hath not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
So if you're fearful, it's not of God.
Not of God.
Get it out of your backpack, people.
Not of God.
Don't carry it around.
No.
Yeah. And this one, to be perfectly honest, I'll just be vulnerable again. I need to speak this one over myself, because I will let little things creep in, right? And if I'm laying awake at night, dwelling on those little things that are now growing into big things, my head is in the wrong place. So I have to speak this one over myself. This is a coaching moment right now. I'm reminding myself right now.
Gotcha.
In your presence to do that. Yeah. Yep. And then I think this is the last one that's on our list to share today, is from 1 John chapter 4. So let me get there, folks. We're going to We're going to read it out of the King James Bible again.
Sometimes they're just best read out of the King James.
So we're in chapter 4. I don't know why I was staying on chapter 1. And I had a note here called Wrapped in Bacon. And Joel's like, what does that mean? I'm a note taker. So the verse that we wanted to share is actually verse 18, but it's wrapped by 17 and 19. So I called it Wrapped in Bacon.
Deliciousness.
Yeah, who doesn't like bacon?
Who doesn't like bacon?
All right, so verse 17. Herein is our love made perfect, that we may have boldness in the day of judgment. Because as he is, so are we in this world.
Go boldly to the throne. Okay.
Verse 18. So 17 was the first half of the bacon. Verse 18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear hath torment.
Yeah.
He that feareth is not made perfect in love. And then verse 19, the other half of that bacon, we love him because he first loved us.
Yeah. And
we thought it was quite fitting to end on love. Because fear is not made out of love.
Except his love.
Yeah.
Except his love.
Perfect love.
His perfect love
casts out fear.
Because it casts out fear. Accept it because it casts out fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have only scratched the surface on the topic of fear. There's so many scriptures that talk about fear and how it should be absent in our lives. But we hope that we just shared a couple things for you to be able to take away and marinate on, or for yourselves, just do a deeper Bible study in any one of those scriptures.
So in Hebrews 7, it talks, or Hebrews chapter 5, verse 7.
Yeah.
It talks about Jesus with strong crying and tears. And I think it's in Luke, where an angel came and strengthened him. That's just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. An angel came and strengthened him. Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else you want to share?
I think that's it.
Okay. Well, if you haven't already, yesterday Connie's video was published, so check that out. Joel and I talked to her the morning that she recorded that. Joel and I had talked to her about letting her light shine. So that's why the beginning of the video has that little special
Extra
nugget.
fun.
Yes. Yep. And then I don't know if it'll be next week or the week after, but pretty soon we're going to introduce Dinner with the Silvers, and we have some of our favorite guests coming over.
Yeah.
And so you'll get a segment on that.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us.
We'll see you next week.